Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about speed traps, how to spot an unmarked police car. So today, I'm going to tell you the story of me seeing an unmarked police car while I was riding. It was pretty obvious that it was a police car, and I'm going to show you on how to spot them in the future and things like that. So, as we're about to see, here's where it starts.
Hey everyone, Tristan. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. So please make sure that you share the videos with your friends, subscribe, like, and comment, and hit that notification bell. And thank you for making this possible.
So I was riding along and I see that there is a Tahoe in between the median where Courthouse Estates was. Right in there was an officer who was not fully, or I guess he was in his uniform, and it was an unmarked police Tahoe. Okay? It was an unmarked Tahoe. And you can clearly tell it's a Tahoe. It's pretty obvious that this guy's doing speed enforcement. So I get spooked out and I end up taking the road up to get out. I didn't go out into the sidewalk because I don't know if that cop's gonna stop me for riding on the sidewalk going the opposite direction, because yes, although it is a bike path, still I don't know if this is 100% true or not with VA laws, but some states require cyclists to be on the same side of the road as cars are, regardless of if they're on the sidewalk or not. And there has been cases where people have gotten whoa. Show me, where is the police car? Okay, so as I'm pulling up right up here, see that right there? That's a previous generation. Well, I shouldn't say previous generation. We're talking like a 2012 Chevy Tahoe, because the police departments have a few different police cars that they use. Typically, Tahoes, they use Explorers, and they use Chargers and Dodge vehicles, which I will clarify in a minute on what we're actually talking about. The most common police car. The most common police car that you see on the road is either a Tahoe, Explorer, Dodge Charger, or it would be a Ford Taurus, which I will explain on what that is. So that is what they have now. Now back then they used to have the old trusted Ford Crown Vic, which was the iconic police car. When people see that car, they're like, oh no, I better stop and slow down. But let me go and show you what I'm talking about. So this is what I'm showing right here. This is the car. It's a brown Tahoe. It looks, maybe it was gray. I don't really remember. But nonetheless, it's a Tahoe. Now the reason what gives it away is it has the two spotlights right on the front of the police car. And that tells me that this is a speed trap. There's an officer that's just outside the door who has a radar gun, and he's getting speeders who go down West Neck Parkway. Or maybe on North Landing Road. I don't really remember. Now I'm going to go on the map and I'm going to show you where this is. Righty, so here is West Neck Parkway. Here is North Landing Road. Okay, so this is North Landing Road. This is West Neck Parkway. Here is I going up, around, up, around. Normally I go straight up this path and right here and just turn left and go down North Landing Road. But here we have West Neck Parkway. Okay, West Neck Parkway is right here. This is it's a 2-lane road that leads you down into Courthouse Estates. Okay, right here is where the cop was. I don't know if he was taking radar, people on North Landing, or if he was on West Neck Parkway. But this is just what the Virginia Beach Police Department was doing. Now, I normally would just take this up and just go right in the Courthouse Woods, but because that day I went up and around was because I didn't want this cop to pull me over or ticket me or something like that, because police do in fact do traffic enforcement on cyclists. If you run a stop sign right in front of a cop, they will pull you over. If you hit something, they would charge you with it. That simple. Now, their primary focus is cars. They're not going to go after a cyclist who is on a bike path and is going to take a safer way, because if I go this way, it's a real pain in the butt to pull out. That's why I don't like going that way. But unfortunately, I had to that day because I'm not taking any chances. Now, police can in fact do speed enforcement, do enforcement on cyclists. So just keep that in mind. And, if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys have known about the whole canine cop BS with the canine cop that lived in my neighborhood. He was a total difficult person to deal with. I don't want to bash him, but there's a whole series about him. Just look up canine cop and you'll know the whole story about that guy. And this guy was a police officer. He lived in my neighborhood. He lived about maybe right there, maybe right where I'm pointing. And he was just ridiculous towards me. He would confront me, he would stop me, and he used his police authority when he was not even on duty to do all those things. And if you guys want to check it out, just go and check it out in my channel description. Just look up Canine Cop and you'll know the whole story about him. But now let's move on to identifying these police cars. Righty then. Okay, so this here is the Virginia Beach police car. This is what I was talking about. This here is a Tahoe. This here is a Ford Crown Vic. This here is a Ford Taurus. Now, if you're looking on my screen right now, you can probably see multiple other different police cars. This here is I think that's a Chevy Impala. I'm not too sure. I think it's a Chevy Impala. Or maybe it's a Caprice. I don't know. I think it's a Caprice, or it could be an Impala. Either way, if you see any of these police cars, you know that they're a police car. Now, the department recently switched over, and I don't know if you can see that. Don't really worry about it. You guys know what I'm talking about. They recently went over into getting new Tahoes for the department. That's That's a Ford Explorer. That's the brand new 2020 Ford Explorer. They don't have those in their department until now. Okay? They mostly, like I said, Tahoe, Charger, Caprice or Impala, and the Taurus. I believe that's a Taurus right there. I'll clarify. Um, yeah. So if you see any of those police cars, be wary that they were a police car. I mean, people need to be aware of their speed because here's the deal. This here is a Michigan Highway Patrol police car. Um, Now let's talk about Highway Patrol. Highway Patrol, also known as state troopers, um, mostly do speed enforcement as well. So this here's a Michigan police car, Michigan State police car, Highway Patrol. This car here sticks out like crazy. Okay, let's talk about it. So first you have the weird light on the top, which I think is silly. They had those 1950s. Now they have those goofy little headlight thingamajiggies, those goofy light bar on the top that just flashes red. This is their police car that they use. Okay? If you see a police car like this, watch your speed. But by the time you already see them, it's already too late. So let's talk story time. Ago, my mom and I were going on a road trip from West Virginia to Michigan. She was speeding, and a highway patrol officer had pulled her over. She at first saw the officer pulling up behind her, and then flashing the lights. Now this car here that you see, I don't know if it has the spin light thingamajigs. I think it just has a regular light bar. But it did not have the light bar that modern police cars have. I think it was this right there. Yeah, I think that might be the police car. Okay, so as you see, it uses the halogen beacons on the top, just what police cars used to have years ago before they went to light bar with LEDs. So a cop pulls up behind her, pulls her over, and she ends up getting a ticket. And that's just the way it is. Spot an unmarked police car. Well, here is the deal. So as you can tell, these unmarked police cars do not have they don't have the mark. It doesn't say police on the side. It doesn't have the light bar on the top. What these police cars are designed for is to sneak up on you. That's exactly what happened in this scenario. So as you see, it has the lights on the top, it has the lights on the windshield and all that. But the thing is, what stands out? Well, it's pretty obvious. That there, that's the spotlight. The spotlight gives it away. If it didn't have the spotlight, people would not know. Now, it's just not Ford Explorers and the cars that I've already talked about that are the ones that can do it. It could also be this, a Ford Fusion. Okay? It could be any car that qualifies as a police car. It could be a Honda Civic. It could be, well, I don't think it would be a Honda Civic, but it could be any kind of police car that is relative to the police car that you know of. So if you see a, now of course this right here, you do not know that it's a police car unless you have really good vision and you can see the lights on the front. Then in that case, you would want to watch your speed. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. It does not have the spotlight, so you do not know. But if they are marked like this, you'll know of it. Now, of course, people believe this here is the iconic police car right here, the Crown Vic. So many people have been thrown in the back of that police car, and now they've been arrested. This is what the car looks like. When people see that, they're like, oh no, I better watch my speed, I better slow down. And it doesn't matter what you drive, they'll stop you. Now, of course, some people believe that police officers pull over people who are in, luxury cars like Mercedes, all the luxury car brands. They believe that the police target those people because they're the ones that have the insurance that are much more higher, that kind of stuff. They go after those sport cars and that kind of things like that. That's not true. There has been people in regular cars like Camrys, Nissans, that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what car you drive, they'll pull you over. Now, the thing about it is that how do you know it's a police car? Well, it's pretty obvious. So, aside from this one, okay, what the heck? I did not need that. This here is a Ford Taurus. Wait, what? Wait a minute, Tristan, you're talking about that? No, but you're close. So this here is a Ford Taurus. Now I was actually planning on getting one of these as a regular car, but I don't want people to vandalize it, set it on fire, so I'm not gonna get one. But this is another common police car that you see. This police car that you see is a Ford Taurus. They're known as Interceptors. So these replaced Crown Vics in 2013, I believe. And they just became what people know of. They're just regular police cars. Now these police cars are set up just a tad bit higher than a Toyota Avalon. They're built large, they're built high. So they do sit up a little bit more higher than the average small car does. And so do Chargers. So when you see these, keep in mind that 95% of the time, it's likely a cop. Slow down. So, what's the concept here? The concept is when you are paying attention, you notice things. If you see anything, if you see a police car that might look like a police car, it likely is. Now, I'm not saying go out there and speed. I'm saying pay attention to your details. Pay attention to detail. If you see a car that has a spotlight on the side, chances are it's likely a police car. And that you're going to get pulled over if you do not pay attention. That's simple. but there are some things you can do to prevent it. And like I said, when I had seen that unmarked Tahoe, I knew it was a police car. The spotlights gave it away. And police themselves need to use a little more discretion. Now I understand that they need to illuminate the cabin of the car whenever there's a person that's in the car at night. But they need to use a little bit more discretion because if they want to catch people off guard, they're going to have to, step up their game a little bit. But yeah, like I said, but just because somebody is driving a Ford Explorer does not mean that they are a police officer. But if you happen to notice anything, then you'd notice. But yeah, pay attention to your details. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in another video. And by the way, if you want to check out the Canine Cop story, it'll be in the description. See ya.